Okay, so for business etiquette, for dressing style, Italians love to dress very sharp. They're very, very fashionable. That's like a very big part of Italian culture, so it kind of makes sense that they're like this. Um, and it also reflects like wealth and like stability in your career. And so for men, they usually wear suits with white shirts, like button-down shirts, and then nice dress shoes, usually dark colors, and then they'll have like watches, accessories like that, the more successful you are. For women, they'll usually wear either tailored suits or dresses with some jewelry and some makeup. And then it's also common to see some informal wear, like in other, like if it's not like a corporate job, it's common to see some informal wear, but it's like still very nice clothing and very stylish. I feel like style is like a big thing in Italy, so you'll never really see like anyone just lounging around in like sweatpants or anything like that. Yeah. For punctuality, the work plans aren't really taken too seriously there. Like they're they're not crazy with like bad punctuality, but like there's definitely some like wiggle room. It's to be expected that there will be some slight tardiness. Like usually from like 10 to 15 minutes is like a non-disrespectful amount of time to be late. And it's not any form of disrespect or anything. I know like here in the US, I feel like it's a lot different if someone's late to a meeting or something, even like 2 3 minutes, like that might be seen as a little disrespectful or you don't care. Maybe it's in some other cultures. But if there is a need to be on time for something, then if you specify that, then that shouldn't be an issue. But like if it's not specified, it's to be expected that there might be a little bit of tardiness. Um, and also Italians are definitely multitaskers. So like reply time, like emails, things like that, like it would be common to see like later response times because like the research that I found like said that Italians like to multitask and things that they do. So often they're worried about something else before replying to your email. For communication style, just like a lot of Italian stereotypes, I feel like gesture is a big thing and how they like talk. Maybe not like that or something, but like using like expressions, like a lot of expressive like hand gestures, things like that, facial expressions is important in how they communicate. And eye contact is something they really value. And if you're not maintaining eye contact, that can be deemed as disrespectful there. Um, they're very big proponents of business cards, and like another thing that like I'll kind of get into a little bit later on the slide, but like scratching out the title name, like how high up you are in a company or something, is something that on a business card that can make the interaction a little bit more personable, which we'll see in a second, which is very important in Italian culture. Um, and professional titles just like we use like doctor and then last name or like professor, something like that. That's valued in Italy. Like I was saying before, personal relationships are very emphasized. Like it's common like to before you start talking about like business matters, it's very common to have a personable conversation first, like both in the office, like at a dinner, anything like that, anything business related, like talking about your personal life is something that's going to happen in Italian culture. But it also doesn't guarantee trust, like just because they're very warm to you, like that's just like how they do things. That doesn't mean they automatically trust you if they are being very personable. Um, and there also is a big sense of respect for hierarchy. We'll see in the Hofstede's dimension slides that I'll do next that like northern Italy and southern Italy are kind of divided on some things, but like all in all, hierarchy is something that is valued in Italy. And then for Hofstede's dimensions, this is just like a little graph. The website we use to um, compare, I use the United States in gray, Italy in orange, to see some of the scores there. Um, to summarize some of these findings, so for PDI, Northern Italy is much more like decentralized and like very much focused on equality, things like that, whereas Southern Italy is much more focused on the power dynamic, and like the hierarchy that I was talking about. Like it's much different. If you see from the last slide, it has a score of 50, so like it kind of evens itself out. But that's kind of the reason there's like two different opposite sides of that. um and then it's also in the middle for individualism, split north as well, north and south as well. And then they're very success oriented. They're very contradictory. They don't really like uncertainty um in anything that they do. Like they'll talk back to like someone higher up to like mitigate any confusion, things like that. And then it's a very normative culture, and also a very restrained culture. And like the US, here I'll just go back to the results. The US has like really, for indulgence, that's why I'm saying they're more restrained. Like the US, I feel like it's much more like do things that you want to do, like explore, make mistakes, stuff like that. Like this is kind of the opposite, like more restrained in like the things that you do, um and just being smart about the decisions that you make.